The Barstar Podcast, hosted by Stephen O'Reilly, is a podcast about working musicians, their friends, and their opinions. Stephen is a musician in Louisville, Kentucky, who has... Wait a second. This guy's a drummer, not a real musician? Somebody gave a drummer a microphone for his voice? The hell? Unreal. Unbelievable.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Barstar Podcast. I am your host, Stephen O'Reilly. I want to thank you guys for coming back once again to hang out with my silly ass. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody had a good week. And as always, I hope you guys went out and did some shit. Please make sure you check out my sponsor, Prophecy Inc., located in the fabulous Highlands in Louisville, Kentucky. Go in the shop and mention the Barstar Podcast. You will get 10% off your tattoo by any artist in the shop, not just Travis. You need to go to Travis because he's really, really good. But they've got some really cool artists in there. They have a new artist, can't remember her name, but you need to go check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's show, actually 2 weeks ago, because I'm off this week, not last week. Whatever week this is, you'll figure it out by the time I post this shit. What are you laughing at? I ain't even started with you yet. Stacy and I went to New York, and it was awesome, and we had to make a show about it, and I got some good feedback from it already, so by the time this post, I'll have lots of feedback, and Stacy feels like a superstar. So keep all those good comments coming. It makes her feel good. I am not flying solo today. If you've read the labored written descriptions of my shows, which you guys need to be, I'm hanging out with the one and only...
Here we go.
I'm not done yet. The ever fabulous... You're wearing sleeves today, which is fucking shocking, actually.
It's new for me.
It is new for you. I kind of like it. Phenomenal guitar player, phenomenal bass player, phenomenal singer. Don't ever fucking headbutt me again or we'll never be friends. The one and only Ronnie Watchmaker.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing good. About yourself?
I'm fantastic. Have you seen me?
Yeah, that's why I had to ask.
Oh, so it begins.
Yeah. Bald guys have to do that thing, right?
Well, yeah, I shaved today. I had to. How's life, man? How's things?
It's good. Busy, except for this messed up wrist of mine in the cast.
I do have a silver Sharpie. I should sign that because it's black.
Well, I got a story for you there. It starts already. The day I got it, I walk into work and this girl goes, "Why'd you get black? Why didn't you get a white one so I could sign it?" And I was like, "You think you are, Lady Gaga? I don't need your damn autograph."
But I have silver Sharpies.
Yeah, I might actually allow you.
I should just put the Barstar Podcast on there, and then you could just be a walking billboard till that thing comes off.
You have 3 weeks. I'll let you do it.
I'll slide you some money.
I could get a Happy Meal.
We do know that I am broke. Oh, God, that's awesome. All right.
I'm a musician.
We are a musician. So... we're not going to do the whole you were born grown up bullshit. You've listened to enough of my shows. You know I don't do that.
Yeah.
I do have some random questions for you. But I do want you, because I think it's a cool story, I do want you to tell the story of how you and I met. I obviously know the story because you've told me 2 or 3 times. When you get drunk, you tend to tell me 4 times, but which is even more funny.
So pretty much every time I see you.
Pretty much. No, seriously. I thought that was a really cool story how we met because... if I'm not mistaken, you met me right when I moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been 11 years ago.
Yes.
All right. Carry on.
After you. I was at Mom's Music.
Never heard of it.
Okay. You used to work there.
That was my little tribute to Kevin.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Got a lot of shit to do.
Nice shirt. Thanks. I just had it stuffed.
Anyways, yeah. So I went in there to get my son some drum lessons. Mm-hmm. And I was going to talk to... Rob. Mm-hmm. Can't remember Rob's last name.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, and I went up, was talking to Ryan Murphy.
Never heard of him.
And
hashtag RMT.
Yeah, hashtag. Anyways, I was like, I want to get some drum lessons from my son and talk to Rob. He's like, you don't want Rob. We got a new guy. I was like, who's the new guy? He's like, see the bald guy sitting over there? I was like, yeah, he's the new guy. I went, never heard of him. It's like, no.
That's why I said never heard of him.
You got to check him out. I was like, okay. And I don't know if you remember or not, but I come up and I talked to you and I was like, show me a little something. And you did this like crazy little drum fill while spinning sticks. And I was like, okay, that'll be the guy. Okay, that'll be the guy. I don't know how good a player he is, but he's a show off, and I kind of dig that.
No, not you. I vaguely remember that, and then I think you, because that was at the time when I first moved up here. The moms had the waiting area with the coffee shop.
Yes.
And they actually, for probably 3 or 4 months, they played my DVD all day long, which was really cool. It was really weird, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I think you saw that as well.
I saw that, and then I saw, I looked up YouTube. There was a video of you from your graduating performance from the Atlanta Music Institute where you all did Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, I did Frankenstein, and I did, there's another one on there somewhere I did, that was for Jason, my buddy Jason's graduation, and then there's another one where when I did my graduation, I did The Mirror by Dream Theater.
Right. I remember, I saw that one too, but the Frankenstein one blew me away. I was like, there's no keyboard player. How are they doing this? It's pretty awesome.
School full of badasses is what that was. I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
I don't know who both those guitar players were, but they were blowing my mind.
I'll have to look at the video and tell you. I know who they are. I just can't remember because it's been so long since I've seen it. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of them was Carl Culpepper, who is a phenomenal player. He actually taught at AIM for a long time. He doesn't teach anymore, but he lives in Atlanta, and he's a little older than both of us actually, but he's been playing forever. He's a monster player. But anyway,
pretty much anybody that goes there is a monster player, I would assume.
For the most part, I mean, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. I mean, I have shit tons of weaknesses.
We still do.
I just hide them.
Yeah.
I hide them very, very well. I don't let nobody know that shit.
I didn't hear anything.
No, I'm just kidding. So that's how we met, and then we never really started hanging out, but we kept having these weird run-ins where we would almost play together and then not play together.
Yeah.
And then we would almost start a band and then not start a band.
That's still kind of happening.
It is still kind of happening. But you were in Big Rock Show.
Not at that time.
You weren't in it yet?
When I first met you, I was either still in Excess or I was in Jefferson Tark Bus.
Okay.
When Dave Moody was in Billy Ray Cyrus.
Gotcha.
And then I joined Big Rock Show, and then that was about the time when Tark Bus went through like crazy things. Steve retired and then came back and then retired. And that's right around the time when you joined Tark Bus.
I joined Tark. Okay, I didn't realize that you had gotten Big Rock Show at the same time I got in Tark Bus.
It was pretty close. I was already in Rock Show, I think about a year.
Gotcha.
When you joined Tark Bus.
That would make sense.
I remember you called me when they called you and offered you the gig, and I was getting ready to go into the AC/DC concert, and you were like, dude, I got to talk to you. What do you think? Should I take the gig?
Shit, I forgot about that. I did.
Yep. And I was like, yeah, you're going to work every week. Go get paid.
That's right. Holy shit. Wow. That's it. Show's over. My memory blows. You're right. I forgot about it. I forgot all about that. I did call you because I knew you were in it.
Yeah. And I knew all the guys, and you really didn't know any of the guys.
I didn't know anybody. I had met Dave once in. Him and I talked about it on his episode when he came up to me in Phoenix Hill and said, "You need me," and I went, "I don't fucking need anybody," and that was how Dave and I became friends. But we didn't really click and become friends until I got in the band.
Yeah.
So I do. Oh shit! I totally forgot about that. That's awesome. High five in the microphone. Ooh, that was a good one. Ooh, look at that.
Spike.
I'm
not supposed to look over there.
Yes, don't look over there. I'm allowed, you're not. Okay, so anyway, how long were you in Big Rock Show? Because I was in Tark Bus about 5.5 years. Because I left.
I was there till the end of it a year and a half ago. So
a year and a half ago?
I was right around 8.5, 9 years.
Okay, gotcha. Now that band is done, right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Here's the thing. People keep asking me if we're ever going to do any more shows.
Right.
And here's basically...
Which is why I brought it up.
Here's basically what happened. Dave decided... And Dave was in the band for 16 years.
Yes.
Decided he wanted to do something different. Wanted to take a break for a while and then do something different.
Right.
He did the same thing for 16 years.
I
was like, I get it. Cool.
Yeah.
I get it. At that time, I mean, me and John and... James had talked about continuing the Big Rock Show.
Right.
But at that time, I'd already gone through so many, just guitar players alone. From when Dave died, we had 8, 9 different guys filling in for the first 6 months. And then we got lucky and got McCreary. And, he was with us for a few years until Cracker stole him. Go Kevin. Nope. I'm
mad
happy.
at him.
No, he called me. He said, "Man, I don't want to tell you this." I'm like, "Dude, I already know. Go."
Take it. Run.
And then at that time, we got kind of up in the air what we were going to do. We had talked to Steve Osborne. He was talking about playing with us before he passed away. And then John called us, said, "Hey, I want the gig." So we grabbed John, went on a few years with John, and then Dave just wanted to take a break, do something different. And that time I was just like, I think I want to take a break, do something different. I wanted to play guitar.
Right.
I wanted to get away from playing bass a little bit and play guitar. That's when I'd already put Rockadelic together,
right,
with Chico and Christian and Eric, and that's been through several member changes too.
Right.
And I'm happy playing guitar. But like I tell everybody, if at some point Dave says, "Hey, I'd like to do some rock show gigs," I'm all about it.
Nice.
Love to do.
Well, he's in Van Walen now.
Yes,
correct.
That just happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he just got that gig because I saw something on.
And that's perfect
Facebook.
For him.
I think so too. The stuff that they're
Rock,
doing is
country, and he loves all of it.
Yeah, and Misty B, the bass player,
she's awesome.
She's awesome. Tiny little firecracker.
Yeah.
She's a little badass. She's
it's
cool.
A great tone out of that bass too.
Yeah,
and it's a really inexpensive bass. I love when you find those and they get great tone.
Oh yeah, you go, wait, what? I've got a couple rigs like that. You've the Perpenko rig that used to be blue that everybody loved forever. That rig's probably worth $20.
The heads are worth $20.
Well, the paint's worth way more than that, but that's one of those rigs I came across 20, no joke, probably 20 years ago. And actually, it's been longer than that. What am I? No, it's been about 20 years ago. I've had that rig forever. But it's one of those rigs I came across and I went, that thing sounds good. And it's how much? Fuck yeah, I'll take it. And I've used that rig for almost everything.
I'm still like that. I have all these really nice, expensive guitars, and the two I end up playing all the time are two of my least expensive guitars.
Right.
And now I love them.
Now, the rig I play all the time now is my most expensive rig. That you've seen that Gretsch kit.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's beyond pretty. Okay, so let's get the formalities out of the way. When you start playing, sir, how long have you been playing? And what was your first instrument? Those two questions I don't know the answer to. I don't know what you started playing first. You've never told me.
Well, I actually started on guitar when I was like 9 years old, somewhere around in there.
You were never 9. You came out at like 40.
Yeah. Well, okay. I was like, anyways, pretty much. But, and I was about, I would say I was like 9 years old, and it's kind of hard to explain. I called her Aunt Teresa. She was, but she wasn't really my aunt. She was like my second cousin.
Gotcha.
But she was older, and I don't know why, but we called her Aunt Teresa. Anyway, she gave me, and it's a piece of garbage, nylon string acoustic guitar that she had since she was a kid. Because that was my thing when I was a kid. I had a little AM radio, and I was just rocking and singing. And
nice.
I mean, from the time I was 5, 6 years old.
So you came out a ham.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I mean, I did
watching
too.
Michael Jackson and trying to be it.
Yeah, I did too. I ain't throwing stones, brother.
But yeah, she gave it to me, and I learned a couple songs from my mom. She got me a little chord book, and I learned basically some of the songs that she loved. House of the Rising Sun, and some Dave Mason, and some stuff like that.
Pause. I have to say, as much as that song can annoy people, I actually like playing drums to House of the Rising Sun.
It's a great song.
It is a great song.
I mean, it's still
but
a great song.
I know people get tired of it, but I actually like playing drums to that. Carry on. Sorry.
Well, okay. I'll top that. I actually like playing Mustang Sally.
I like playing Mustang Sally my way.
Yeah,
because
I do everything my way.
Well, I do too, but I purposely pull that groove back even more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you and I have ever played it together. A couple guys I've jumped on stage and played with. The last one I did was Wolf Brothers, and one of the guys turned around and he goes, "How did you make that groove even deeper?" And I went, "Because I purposely pull it back, because it's one of those Arsenio Hall sweat sock face wrinkle songs. You just gotta pull that shit." Anyway, sorry.
I think most songs are better if you play them slower.
Unless you're in Tark Bus and then you want to play everything 10 times too fast.
We'll get to that.
I love you, Dave.
But I really didn't. I said I picked up a few songs, but I never really nylon string acoustic guitar.
No, I get it.
Begged my mom for a guitar. Finally got one when I was about 12 years old.
Right.
Little SG style guitar that she had bought at Surface Merchandise for probably $40.
Most of you don't remember what a service merchandise is. I
Yeah.
do. I know you do because you
Yeah.
got the guitar from there.
I used to love to go there as a kid because they had like the greatest toy store area. It was awesome. It was awesome. But
What
no,
could you compare a modern day store to service merchandise?
I don't know that there is one.
I don't think so either. It was a store all
I mean,
on
pretty
its
much
own.
nowadays, every big store like that has everything. It's a food store. It's a clothes store. I mean, it was more of service merchandise was like toys, kitchen utensils and items, camping gear, stuff like that. It wasn't
Kind of everything but clothes.
Everything but clothes.
So we'll call it the first big box store.
Yeah, kind of like that.
All right.
Kind of like that.
Carry on.
So she bought me that, and I had some buddies that I went to school with who played guitar.
Right.
And the next thing I knew, we were all just kind of playing guitar. I didn't have an amp. You're going to love this. So I plugged into a reel-to-reel tape recorder and just cranked it up, and it just got this nasty, dirty, almost fuzzbox kind of sound.
It sounded so shitty, it was awesome.
I thought it sounded great.
That's
at
what
the
I mean.
time. But then I had one of my buddies at that time who he had a little Marshall, and we were like, "Oh, I hate this guy." But we all
you and your Marshall.
Yeah, we all started playing, and everybody played guitar. You know, I had a buddy, Kevin Watts. I don't know if you know Kevin or not.
I know
Plays
that
drums.
name. I know that name.
He played drums. He's a sound man around town now. He was at Gerstl's forever. But
Yeah.
he played drums, and he lived over off Norris Place in the Highlands. I lived in the heart of Germantown, along with a couple of my guitar player buddies.
Right.
And we would walk down Eastern Parkway with a wagon to get his drum kit, put it in the wagon, and bring it to my grandma's house. She had a summer house in the back.
Right.
Set his drums up, and we'd all play guitar. Well, at some point, Kevin had another buddy that played drums, and he brought him over. Kevin switched to bass. Well, Kevin didn't like playing bass. Kevin just wanted to sing at that point. He was like, well, somebody else has to play bass. And I was like, all right, I'll play bass, but I have to get a bass. And Kevin's like, no, here, you can just have this one. That's how much he didn't want to play bass.
That's
like,
funny.
Here's this. In fact, you can have my Trainer monoblock, which was a great bass amp
Right.
for back then. It was what I called the tank of bass amps. We threw it across the concrete floor, picked it up, plugged it back in. It was good. Yeah.
That's
But
a tank.
so then I switched to bass, and then from there on, I just kind of learned both.
Right.
And then just kind of had this theory in my head: I can always get a gig if I know how to play both.
That theory is correct. You have always had gigs.
Yeah.
And I have played behind you with you doing both.
Yes.
I prefer you as a guitar player.
And here's the thing: I get that so much from a lot of what I consider to be the really talented guys in town.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me that. Chip Adams tells me that. Just several guys that tell me, man, I prefer it when you play guitar, and I'm like, I think I'm a better bass player, but
I'll tell
I
you
prefer
why.
me playing guitar. But
I will tell you why from my perspective. I can't speak for anybody else. Playing with you, you play bass very well. You play guitar very well. But the way you play bass, you approach it like a guitar.
right,
So when you play guitar and you're approaching it like a guitar, there's more that comes out of it.
right.
One is not necessarily better than the other, but I prefer you playing guitar.
I think most really good guitar players have a background in bass.
I would agree.
Because it gives them, or the ones who are really good at playing rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a bigger advocate for be a great rhythm player. You don't worry about being a great solo player.
Dude,
Solos will come later.
I'll take a rhythm guitar player over a shredder any fucking day.
I tell everybody I love Angus Young, but Malcolm Young was AC/DC.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. And I'm not even a guitar player. Just from a rhythmic standpoint, being a drummer, and most people know that I feed off, let me rephrase that. People that have been following this show and my close musician friends know that I feed off guitar anyway. I don't really feed off a bass. I do everything backwards, and it's because when I started playing, it was just myself and a guitar player for probably 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So I learned how to hear melody and all that shit way earlier than I learned how to hear, quote, rhythm section. But it's easier for me, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, it's easier for me to get a bass player to follow me than me follow him than it is to get a guitar player to lock in with me rhythmically. So when I find a good rhythm guitar player, I'm like, oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Because now there's the 3-piece rhythm section instead of just bass and drums. Now there's actually a little bit of melody happening, but it's also bass guitar and drums making that rhythm section. The solo guy and the singer can go do whatever the fuck they want to do. Our job, we're making them look better. That's why I prefer it.
I agree. Absolutely. And there's a lot to do with tone there. For a rhythm guitar player, a lot of lead players, their tone's a little too MIDI, a little too bright, a little too harsh.
Yeah, because it's got
good
a cut
rhythm
above
players
everything.
got a good low mid punch to it.
Cracking the
makes
fucking
people
ribs.
dance.
Yeah. I just got cracked in the ribs. What happened, guitar player? Oh, okay.
It might have been me throwing my guitar.
There is that. There is that. I've come close to being whacked a couple times by that thing. So you went through all these transitions with all these players. When did you actually start going, oh, I can really fucking do this?
Oh, the minute I picked one up.
Not the answer I wanted. God damn it. Thanks for blowing my interview. No, I'm just kidding.
Let
me. All right, I'll word it another way. Most of us know as soon as we pick something up. When did you figure out? Was it after you were playing in your grandma's summer house and you went, oh, I can actually really fucking do this?
I don't know that I got there yet.
Second time, show's over.
No, I mean really, because I'm that guy who's always, I'm always my worst critic.
Everybody is.
And I'm still
For
trying
the record,
to do
kids, I'm actually not drinking coffee today. I'm drinking a soda.
I've never seen you do that before.
I know. You were a little shocked when you came in. You're like, what? That's not coffee. What the fuck is that? I just ate lunch before you got here. Don't worry. I'll have a coffee before the show's over.
But I think what you're getting at is when did I first be like, hey, I can make money doing this?
No, not even that.
Or I can make a career out of this. Or this is what I want to do and not do anything else.
Yeah, when you figured out I can actually do this, I'm good at this, I'm going to pursue this. The money thing always comes later because I'll tell you.
I would say high school.
High school?
High school.
See, that's what I kind of gathered because I think that's when most of us, we start to kind of develop.
Yeah.
And then we go, oh, I could really fucking do this. That's what I mean by doing this. The money and all that bullshit is always irrelevant because I never really thought about money as far as making money from music till I had been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I went, why the fuck ain't I making no damn money? This is stupid. So I never approach it from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say I was probably 13, 14 years old. And here's the funny thing, and you're where you were at with, what was your first band? This rolls right into that, because this is what I consider to be my first band.
Right.
And it was me, a guy named Steve Johnson on guitar, another guy from the Germantown area, and a guy named Billy Kidd on drums, who I still run into every now and then. And I could not tell you the name of the band for anything. And I have several pictures at home, promo shots of us playing. When we played, we used to play there was years ago when I was in high school days. So this was very early 80s, 81.
I've seen pictures of you with hair.
Well, those were later than that. We used to play like teen clubs and stuff.
Right.
There was an arcade over in Germantown called Studio 7. We used to play there in the basement a lot. And Champs, roller rink, and things like that. And we never really kind of took off because we were trying to be like, we were basically trying to be like what Big Rock Show did back then and just saying, middle finger to the man, we play what we like, and we don't care what you like.
Right.
So we're showing up, and they're like, man, why don't y'all play some Foreigner? Why don't you play? And they're like, nah, here's some Rush. Here's some we don't really listen to that. How about some ELP? We like that. And everybody else is like, man, we want to dance. Like, we don't play any dance music. How about some UFO?
So you were musically hard-headed even way back then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, you are what you are.
Yeah. Yep. And I had a cheapo bass. Hang on, I can't even remember the name of the bass I had now. But it's funny that now that bass is worth a lot of money.
Did you get rid of it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Don't you?
It was a Univox. It was a black and white Univox bass, kind of like an upside-down P-bass body.
Gotcha. I know.
Two humbuckers, toggle switch. And I actually have pictures of me playing this bass. Played it for years. Short scale neck for My Little Butt. And
for what?
My Little Butt, short scale neck.
I have no comeback for that. Because you have no ass at all.
Exactly. There.
And there's at least 3 people scratching their head going, how do you know that? Because I play drums. I'm behind him all night. I know he has no ass. Not to mention, I watch people's asses. Do you know why?
This is why Chico keeps hiring girl singers.
Good point. You know why I watch people's asses I play with? Years and years and years ago. I know everybody's making a joke right now and you were about to, but this is actually true. Years and years and years ago, I read a story about how Max Weinberg got the gig with Bruce Springsteen. He was one of, I don't know, we'll call it 30 because I can't remember the fucking article. He was one of 30 people that showed up to do the audition, and they all had the same thing. It was 3 songs and then like a 5-minute quote jam or whatever. And Max Weinberg didn't even get out of the room, and Bruce Springsteen said, "You're hired." And they asked him how he did it. How was he better and how was he able to shine through everybody else? He said, I learned the songs, obviously. He said, in the entire time we were doing our jam, he said, I watched his ass and I watched his left leg. He said, and it told me exactly where I needed to go. And ever since then I went,
Makes sense.
That makes sense. So I started watching people's legs and their ass that I'm on stage with. And I've always been able to kind of navigate that and follow it. Because when you guys are playing guitar, and even singers too, but mostly guitar players and bass players. But when you guys are playing guitar,
My leg's always moving.
your leg's always moving, and it's usually, if you're a right-handed player, it's usually the left leg.
Yeah.
And I started watching it, and I went, holy shit, it's fucking true. That's why I watch people's asses.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It does. I mean, it really does make there's like a whole book of jokes you can write about it.
That's why I played for Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, but that's why he played for Bruce Springsteen. That's how he got
It's
the
not
gig.
a bad gig to have.
No, does not suck. Not so much. What'd you do today? I watched the guy's ass. Really? What happened? I got a
paid.
job. I got paid. A lot.
What do you get paid to do? I get paid to watch guys' asses.
Wait, is that weird? No, if I'm
kinda.
not behind my drums, it could be weird. But if I'm behind my drums, no, it's all good. So I'm assuming you played all through high school and all that shit.
Yeah.
So when did you, again, this is a question for me because I don't know. When did you figure out I can make money? We already kind of talked about that, but since you brought it up, and I want to know. Because like I said, I didn't figure it out till I had been playing for probably 10 years.
I mean, we had gotten some paid gigs, but nothing ever like where you made enough money that you could really count it, you know?
Right.
As kids, you know, $100 to play a party, or, you know, the split for 6 guys in a band, because, you know, we had to have 4 guitar players and
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Because everybody played and you didn't want to tell one of your buddies they couldn't play.
Right.
So it's like, if you had a buddy that played, he's in the band.
Hey, come on over.
He's in the band. Yeah, you're in the band too.
Turn around, let me see your butt. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not you.
Really, probably not till I was probably about 20, 21 years old. And I got a call from somebody who was on the road and said, hey, we need a singer. You be interested in coming out and singing? And I was like, I'd be interested in giving it a shot. You know, I'd always sang.
Right.
Every band I was in, I'd always sang at least part of the material.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So I went out and auditioned for him. There was a girl that auditioned the same day. This gets into a whole nother story. But it was actually my wife's best friend. This is actually how I met my wife. Oh. She auditioned the same day, and she turned the gig down. She was way better than me. Way better. A girl that could sing Judas Priest, Guns N' Roses.
Damn.
Yeah, impressive. And went to Oberlin School of Music for piano. Amazing keyboard player.
Yeah, she's way fucking better than you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll get to that. I knew that was coming. But
I'm getting my shots out of the way now because I know mine are coming.
oh, no. But no, she turned the gig down. They offered me the gig.
Right.
So we have 1 week before we hit the road. First gig's in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Well, what year was this? Or a time period at least?
I want to say this was 86.
Gotcha.
86, 87. I was like 22, 23 years old. 22, I was 22. So 2 days before we're going to hit the road, the girl calls back wanting a gig.
Ugh.
So the next thing, there's a band meeting with Ronnie. Well, the girl called back and she wants the gig, but we don't, you know, we love you and we think you're awesome. Well, most of the band was at this meeting, not the entire band. So what we're going to do is we're going to hire her. And I was like, all right, I get it. That's cool. They're like, but we're going to fire the bass player and hire you to take his gig. I have so many of those stories you would not believe. That's kind of how, awesome. And they're like, all right, we're leaving to go to Fort Wayne, and I'm broke. I'm going out of town, and our sound man was Gus Cock. You know Gus.
Never heard of him.
Anyways,
Gus, love me some Gus.
Yeah, so Gus,
I don't know if you listen to my show. I would threaten you, but I know you'll fucking squash me. So please listen. Carry on.
Yeah. So, anyways, we get in the truck in the van. And we're on our way up Fort Wayne, and we make our first stop, some little truck stop, gas station. And I'm sitting there, everybody's going in to get drinks, food. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't have any money. Gus is like, here's $50, pay me at the end of the week.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, I can make $50 last 6 days. Surely.
What'd you last you 6 hours?
Well, at the end of the week, I still owed somebody money. I mean, I was pretty good with the food. It was the bar tab that got me. Yeah. Do you think I drink now? You should have seen me at 23.
Dude. Another reason why I don't drink in public. And I never drink when I play. Never have and never will. There's many reasons why I don't. That's one of the reasons. Because when I get done playing at the end of the night, I still have money coming. I don't owe anybody money.
I'm smarter than that now. If it's somewhere that I don't either get pretty good discount or free drinks,
right,
I'll take a bottle.
Right. No, and I get that. I'm just, that's one of the things I bust everybody's balls for. I've never understood it. Because if you know, hey, you want to do blow off a stripper's titties, I don't fucking care what you do. That's not what it is. But if you know you're making X amount of dollars, but your average bar tab is above X amount of dollars, maybe you should not drink that night, or at least curb it a little. I've never understood that.
Or you should be prepared to just go, hey, I'm going to lose money tonight.
You can do that too, but don't try to take it out of other people's pay.
No, you can't do that.
That's happened to me a couple times.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
It didn't end well for the other people involved.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no. That doesn't happen. No.
No, that
doesn't. Well, and I make fun of drinking and my drinking in particular, but you see me play. I'm not overdoing it. I have
not when you're playing.
I have a beer set and maybe a shot here and there.
Right. No, when you're playing, I've never seen you
I'm
obliterated.
active enough on stage that I work most of it off.
Pretty much. No, I've never seen you play obliterated where I was
It's happened once or twice. Usually my birthday week. And I tell everybody ahead of time, hey, I'm going to get drunk tonight. We have another guitar player. He'll cover me.
We'll be good. We'll fine.
But I never do it at like a big club or anything like that. It's
right.
usually one of our smaller gigs or something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have some fun tonight. I'm going to party. Such and such here is going to cover for me. It's like, if you hear where I'm too bad to play, tell me to go sit down. That's never happened.
Well, that's a good thing. So how long were you with that band? The one that you shall not remember the name because you can't.
Oh, the first band?
Yeah, the one that you went and toured with.
No, that wasn't them. That's a different band.
Oh, shit.
The first band you're talking about, that was a little 3-piece band when I was in high school.
No, not that one. The one with the girl where you took the bait. Yeah, I was right. You were wrong.
I was on the road with them for...
Damn it.
A few years.
I'm going to need coffee.
I would say about 3 years I was out on the road with them. Something like that. We were literally always on the road. We were home.
Did you just use the L word?
I did. Damn it. And I told myself I wasn't going to do it. Told myself I wouldn't do it. Damn it, man.
Please say that word correctly.
Literally.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of a lame attempt. It's close enough.
Damn it, I'm pissed off now.
It's funny how many people try to avoid it when they come and do my show.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I was out, I guess, about 3 years with them.
Now, what was the name of that band? Do you remember?
Well, it started out as XYZ. Mm-hmm. Then we had to change the name because there was that other XYZ.
Yep.
So, and then we called it Widow after that, and that was also the time we had a singer change.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, when you were doing all this stuff, and you and I don't think you and I have ever actually talked about this as long as we've known each other. You've, for the majority, as a blanket statement, I don't mean all the time 100%, but majority of the time, you've always done covers. You've never done originals.
Oh, no, I've done a lot of original stuff.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I think it's because you and I have actually never talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about doing a project one time a bazillion years ago. but nothing ever happened. And you were talking about writing something, but I've never asked you anything about your original stuff.
I still write. I still write today. Yeah. I had an original band, which this is pretty cool that you brought this up because I'm getting ready to go back and redo some originals that I did when I was about 19, 20 years old.
Oh, nice.
And you know a couple of the people that are involved in it, or going to be involved in it. Todd Rhodes and I used to write together a lot.
Gotcha.
All very, bluesy, Black Crowes kind of rock type thing.
Right, which is right up his alley.
And we're going to go back and revisit some of those songs because we recorded them very badly. Rob Baker was in that band as guitar player.
He's so cute.
I love Rob. Kevin Watts was in that band. The guy I talked about earlier, the drummer guy.
Gotcha.
He was in that band. But we had recorded it at Rob's house back before home recording was good.
Right.
And it's I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's terrible.
It needs updating.
Yeah, it needs to be revisited. And if I went over to Rob's house now and did it, I'm sure it will sound amazing.
I did. I don't even know if anybody knows this. A lot of people don't know this because, and I say this with love, he's not the most, what's the word I'm looking for? He's worse than I am at self-promotion, but I recorded drums for Wendell Williams' solo record, and we did it at Rob Baker's house, and it came out fucking great. It's a great record. And Wendell wrote some great tunes. They're just little pop tunes, some are singer-songwriter-ish.
Yeah, I probably know some of those songs because I did some live shows with Wendell.
Yeah, and but what I'm getting at is, Wendell, you need to promote your shit. What I'm getting at is, when we recorded at Rob's house, it fucking sounded great. Yeah. He's got a great set. I don't know if he still lives there. I haven't asked him about his recording stuff in a while, but it fucking came out great. I think everything should be updated once in a blue moon if you're not super happy with it to begin with. Right. And that's purely from technology standpoint. Yep. Because the shit we could do now, we couldn't fucking dream of doing back then. Especially you and I. We're old.
Oh, I know.
You're older than me, which don't happen much.
Yeah. But that's my plan is me and him are going to revisit some of those songs, like 4 or 5 of them. Right. And then write 4 or 5 more.
Nice.
We're trying to get Chuck Deering to come in and play bass with us because Chuck also, at a different point in time, played in that band.
Oh, my God. Chuck's so cute.
We're going to get on that again. Right?
I'm going
to make him keep his shirt on, though.
I had to give at least one of those. Yeah, don't let him take his shirt off. God, and all the lights will be on him because he's so fucking cute.
And then I've done quite a bit of writing with Alan Freeman. And
in fact, Chuck, why don't you go eat a fucking chocolate cake? God damn it! Put on some weight. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, and I've done a lot of writing with Alan Freeman, and we've been talking here last couple of weeks about getting together and doing something.
Right. Yeah, we were supposed to do that one thing that never happened. That one thing. That one time.
That one time.
Wow.
With that crazy kid keyboard player.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, anyway.
We could still make that happen. That might, you never know.
Who knows?
Yeah, me and Alan are still talking about doing a full band thing
nice.
With him and Amy.
Speaking of rhythm guitar players.
Great one.
He's stupid good.
Yeah.
He's stupid good.
Now, he doesn't know how good he is. No. Which is one of the things that makes him good.
I think he does.
No. His ego's not anything to do with his guitar playing. He's my best friend, I could say that.
That's fucking funny. I'm moving on. I got nothing else. I'm moving that alone.
Hey, we all have egos, man.
Dude,
if you're in this industry, you have to have one.
Absolutely.
I mean, that or you're going to get walked on and walked by.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's just kind of how it is. There's a lot of great players that don't have egos that are playing in their basement.
Dude, I get it. You've listened to the show enough. I've said it at least every other episode. You have to fucking have an ego to do what we do. You have to. That's why most non-musicians think musicians are arrogant. Yeah, we are a little bit. Because we have to have a little bit of bravado to get up in front of your judgmental asses and do what we do.
Yep.
Nobody ever looks at it that way.
Well, and it's not band-wise in this town anymore, but still as individuals, it's still kind of a competition thing. You go out and you see somebody better than you want to go home and practice.
Right.
I mean, nobody goes into any job, whether it be musicians or working in a factory or whatever you do.
Accounting, whatever.
Nobody goes into anything wanting to be second best.
No. Yeah. And I think a lot of it too comes with, to kind of go down this pipe hole for a second. Actually, it's rabbit hole. Is pipe hole or rabbit hole?
Rabbit hole.
I like pipe hole. going with acids,
That's
looking
a
at
little
acids,
sexual thing. We're
pipe
not going to go.
holes, and
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
pole smoking. Sorry. No, but seriously, I think it also depends. Musical maturity, to me, in my head, musical maturity is way different than physical maturity. And I think somewhere when you, like for me, I'm all about a small dose of healthy competition, but I don't give a fuck if you're better than me. I really don't. I don't give a fuck if I'm better than you. Because I can look at a guy that doesn't know half as much as I do, and he will approach something completely different than me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I can go, oh, I never fucking thought about that. Same thing with a guy that's better than me. Obviously, he knows more than me, so I'm going to look at him different and go, oh, that's a cool way to do whatever it is.
Right.
And I think if you can find the balance where you've got the ego to do what we do, but then you're open-minded enough to go...
You have to be able to be inspired by someone else.
Absolutely. But if you're... and also being open-minded enough to go, oh, well, I never thought about it that way. Because I've said this to my students for years. You can take 10 drummers, give them the exact same drum kit, all 10 of them, line them up in a row, hand them the exact same piece of music, whether they can read or not is irrelevant for the sake of this. Mm-hmm. Let's say that they can all read. You're going to get 10 different interpretations, and it's going to sound 10 different ways. But it's the same gear and the same piece of music. Nobody thinks the same.
No.
And I think that's where part of the competition gets annoying. Here's what I mean. There's a lot of people in town that think I'm awesome. There's a lot of people in town that think I suck. There's a lot of people in town that thinks this guy's the greatest. There's a lot of people in town that think that guy's the greatest. None of us are great. We're all good. We just have different things to offer.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's where the competition aspect of it annoys the shit out of me.
Well, maybe I used the wrong word. Competition's not exactly what I'm talking about. As much as I am, you go out and you see people that are just amazing.
Oh, yeah, and you get inspired to go home and practice.
It drives you.
And don't get me wrong, I watch guys like Max Maxwell play. I'm like, fuck you. And I'll text him, I love you, but fuck you. You're too damn good. Well, I get it. But I'll never be him.
Yeah. For
the simple fact that I don't think like him.
And
I'm right-handed and he's left-handed.
You just have to go out and be the best you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I now use myself as a perfect example. Because I have the same people come out and see me now that have been coming out to see me for the past 10 or 15 years.
Right.
Well, for the past 10 or 15 years, they've seen John Huffman, Steve Osborne, Kevin McCreary, Dave Ernstspiker. Ronnie Watchmaker doesn't fit in this list.
Truth comes out. That's why you play bass.
Well, no. I mean, not really. I play bass because I love to play bass.
Dude, I'm giving you shit.
But no, I'm a guitar player at heart.
Right.
That's what it is. But I also know what I can do.
And what you can't do.
And I use the way I play guitar as what great singers do. I stick to what I do.
Right.
And what I do well.
Right.
And what I don't do well, I don't do.
Dude, I'm the same way. There's shit I won't touch because I know that I can't do that music justice.
Yeah, I know I can't play it. I'm not going to try.
No.
I'm going to try at home, but I'm not going to go out and play it in front of people.
Right.
Unless I'm confident that I can do a good job.
This is a true story, and I don't know if I've ever told it on the show. I'm getting up there in the episode, so I can't remember. So if I did, you guys bear with me. Years ago, when I was going to AIM before I graduated, I got a call to do, they had a name for him down there. It doesn't matter. It was basically a jazz gig, and I got a call to do it. And I was in jazz class at the time, and I was like, yeah, I can do it. Sure, no problem. Went to the gig, fucking botched the whole thing. Botched it. It was a fucking train wreck. It was a nightmare. It was ugly.
It's jazz. Who knew?
That was good. But about we took, I guess it was about halfway through the night because I think they only took one break. And the guy had already paid me before I even set my drums up. That's something they do in Atlanta. It's really cool. You show up, you get money. It's great. We went on break, and I handed him his money back. And I said, here's your money. I'm going to sit at this table. I'm walking all over you. I suck at this. I'm not the right guy for this gig. I've embarrassed you. I've embarrassed the music. I'm going to sit at that table. When you're done, I'll get my drums. I'll get my rig. I'll get the fuck out of here. And I gave him his money back. I got more referrals in Atlanta off of that than anything else I did, any of my playing or anything, because the guy appreciated I was honest with him.
Yeah.
And he knew he respected the fact that I wasn't going to try to train wreck the second set like I did the first one. I mean, it was fucking brutal. It was embarrassing to me. It was embarrassing to him. I should have never taken the gig, but I figured, fuck it. I'm in jazz class. I can do this. Nope. not my bag. And from that day forward, I've told people immediately, if they call me for something, dude, I'm not your guy. You could try this guy, that guy, or this guy. I'm not your guy.
Thank God there was no Facebook Live back then.
You damn Skippy. Because that would have been a nightmare. But I think the reason I'm telling you that, and for one of the things you were just talking about, I think if some of us can pull our ego back a little bit and be okay with admitting that, there'd be even more, wrong word, I think there would be even better players.
Oh, yeah.
Than there already are. And there's some amazing players. And I'm speaking
and most of those are those guys who do pull their ego back.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the great players in town.
Absolutely. And probably across the world, actually. The ones that are cool with going, you know what, I can't do that. I have no problem with it. Pick on me all you want.
Yeah.
Because if you come at me with what I can do, probably not going to end too well for you. Just saying. But you get my point. I think that, especially now with like what you said with Facebook Live and all that shit, don't try to do a bunch of shit you can't do because it will come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, you don't keep gigs that way.
No. I've fired many a guitar player, unfortunately. Some I should have, some I shouldn't have. But I've fired a few guys because of that. Like, listen, dude, no, you can't do this gig. You got to fucking go. You should have told me no. You should have told me I can't do it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
But since you say that, that's my one thing I'm most proud of. Never been fired.
I got fired once.
Oh yeah.
I was waiting for it to sink in. You were looking at me weird. I got fired once.
Yeah. Well, that was like the whole drummer convention down at Phoenix Hill, right?
Oh no, the drummer convention was when I got sick. That's when I went to the hospital.
No, I thought that was like when you got fired and then the other guy got fired.
Oh, that one.
Everybody was at Phoenix Hill.
Yeah, it was me, Ivan, Jesse. We're at Phoenix Hill watching the new kid. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, I brought that up.
I was there that night. That's why I remember it.
I forgot about that. They opened for Jackal or played after Jackal, whatever it was. Yeah, because you were laughing your ass off. No, one of my favorite stories about you is, and I don't even remember who I was playing with. Doesn't matter. I was playing at Gerstl's. You guys were across the street at Diamonds. And you came over to Gerstl's, and it was when all the Heaven Hill shit had just went down, maybe a month after. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? And I was on stage, and we took a break, and Chuck Willis, my singer, who him and I have made up, obviously, you know this. He was on the show. But he came in, and I was standing probably 20 feet from you, and you walked through the door, and Chuck's standing there, and you looked at him, and because he's taller than you, and you got up in his face, and you went, "Fuck is wrong with you? You don't fire O'Reilly, you fucking idiot!" And then you walked away, and I went, "That's the coolest thing I think I've ever seen."
Actually, I remember that. I remember that. And then he wanted to wrestle. Remember that?
Yeah.
We're going to wrestle. We ain't going to wrestle. He's like, well, we ain't swinging. I went, dude, you got like 80 pounds on me. I'm swinging.
Not wrestling you. You'll squish me. I always thought that was the coolest shit ever. I was like, that's amazing.
It's funny because I do remember that.
Oh, God, that was pretty funny. All right, so before we move on to social media issues, how long were you in Tark Bus?
Just a little under a year.
A little under a year?
A year.
And the reason I asked that is because you just did, and I think it was in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did the show at Mercury Ballroom.
Yep.
I was not
And
there.
there's going to be some future shows.
I was not at that show.
I know.
You know why?
No.
Because I had a gig.
Well, that's
And
good.
a lot of people didn't show up
That's
at my
good.
gig because they were at your fucking gig.
There were a lot of people at the gig.
There was a lot. I saw pictures.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. I texted Dave
We really had a good time. Yeah.
You know, it looked good. I saw a couple pieces of video. You guys sounded good. But I couldn't remember how long you were in that band because I remember
Wasn't
Dave.
long, just when he was out with Billy Ray.
Because Dave was giving I was giving Dave shit one day, I should say, and he was trying to figure out all the members that were in Tark Bus, and I went, "You fucking whore! You slept with half the city. I mean, played with half the city." And he went, "This is not true." And we started.
Oh no,
Danny
it's
Murphy,
true.
Ryan Murphy, Chico, me, you, Junie Ritchie, Wendell Williams, Steve Clark,
Dave
Jack.
Reedy. You got Jack.
I ain't even counting Dave. So that's 8 members right there.
Alan Chadwell.
Alan Chadwell.
Hang on. I'm going to blank on his last name. Steve, singer from Campbellsville. did the David Lee Roth for Van Halen tribute.
I don't know that guy, but I know who you're talking
I know.
about.
I've known him for years. I'm just blanking on his last name right now. I could see his face. I've known this guy for 30 years. Wow. Chico's going to rag me for this one.
Good. I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to leave it in. No, but I just thought it was funny because when we started talking about the history of that band.
There was 15 people in that
Yeah,
band.
there had to be.
Easy.
Yeah. I was going to say 12, 15 people. Easy.
Todd.
Yeah, duh. I brought Todd in.
Yeah.
Patrick Michaels.
Yep.
He's a great singer, by the way.
Oh, he is.
But yeah, it was kind of cool, the history of that band.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about in this part?
No, but here's a little tidbit you might not know about Tarkbus.
Give me.
Did you know that for a very short while, Dave Moody played guitar for Tarkbus?
No.
When he first came back from Billy Ray Cyrus, this is the coolness that is Dave Moody. When he first came back.
You mean it's not how tall he is and his pretty hair?
No. First came back, we had a little meeting, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is the meeting where I told we don't need you anymore. Because that was the deal.
Right.
And I told them, when Dave comes back, I'm just keeping a seat warm. Mm-hmm. I'm just helping my brother out so he can go out and do this great gig.
Right. Speaking of which, Russ and Tony, my buddy Russ, filled in when he was out with Billy Ray, and then Tony Bright filled in when he was out with Billy Ray.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Sorry, carry on. There's two
so
more.
Anyways, they have a meeting, and Dave's like, well, here's the deal, guys. I want to keep running the band. Sounds really good, because we were doing some acoustic things where we'd all play. I'd play bass, Dave played acoustic, and they were like, he's like, I want to keep running. It sounds best like this. He adds another vocal. It's, I'll just play rhythm guitar, which really didn't make a whole lot of sense because I should have played rhythm guitar. Dave should have played bass, but it was cool because Dave, Dave always wanted to do the Paul Stanley kind of thing, and so it worked out. He got to do that for a little, few big gigs, and I stayed with him for a while, and I probably would have never left the band except at that time, Steve was talking about retiring,
right? And
that was the time that I got the call from the Big Rock Show, and I was like, guys, we don't know if this is going to be a band in 2 months. I'm getting offered 6 nights a week.
Well, I get it.
And Chico was like, dude, go. Yeah. He's like, that's perfect for you anyway. And I was like, really kind of is.
No, I get it.
So yeah, now you can move on.
Oh well, thanks. I appreciate that. It's all special. All right, so let's move on to social media issues.
Oh.
All right, so I have coffee. While the music was playing, I went and got coffee.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm normal. No, seriously. What do you got for social media issues? What do you like? What do you not like?
What I like is it's a very easy access for me to promote where I'm playing, what I'm doing, and that's pretty much all I use it for the most part.
Yep.
I mean, every now and then I'll get in there to little praise and accolades from my kids who do great,
By the way, since you brought that up, I was actually going to wait, but you beat me to it. You have done an amazing job. You and your wife, Janet, have done an amazing job.
Well, she's done the amazing job. I've been out playing most of the time.
You still have to take some of the credit, but you guys have raised 2 awesome kids.
They are. They're way better than us, and that's what your goal is.
Yes, you want your offspring humans to be better humans than you are.
Yes, and they are, and they're great. Great. That's kind of how we met, is because of Michael. So.
Yep. He was a good kid then, and he's a good kid now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
He's not a kid anymore.
No. I'd be afraid of him now. He'd probably whip my ass.
Oh, no, he definitely...
paradiddles you made me do, motherfucker?
He'd probably love to be doing them again, actually.
Probably. So anyway.
But that's the only thing I really use it for. I like it for that. Mm-hmm. I like it for the ability to keep up with people who you've been friends with for years who are out of town.
Right.
That you can't see them, spend time with them.
Right.
Just to keep up with things. Other than that, I really don't like it. The bottom line with it is, and somebody had posted or said something the other day about it, the internet used to be a break from reality. Now reality is a break from the internet.
Yep.
And that is just wrong.
But it's unfortunately true.
I hate, and it's one of my pet peeves, I hate to go to dinner or something and see 4 or 5 people sitting at a table on their phone. I'm like, man, you're with people that you obviously want to spend time with. Spend time with them. Put your phone away.
Put your fucking phone away.
I hate that it's kind of come to that. Don't show me pictures of your injuries. I don't want to see that crap.
No.
Don't show me animal cruelty videos. I don't want to see that. No. Stop sending me. If you will forward this to 80 people, somebody will give you $1 million. Nobody's giving you $1 million. Stop. Okay. Like and share if no. Not going to happen.
No.
I'm not sharing any of your crap.
Nope.
If you put it on my page, I'm going to remove it from my page. If by chance it gets on there without me okaying it to begin with.
True.
Which I have all my stuff set up so that it pretty much has to go through me before it gets on my page. Because I pretty much just use that to promote. And I just don't like any of that. I think it's a waste of time. I think kids need to get out more. And that's another thing. I don't think kids belong on Facebook. I have like nieces and nephews. They're like, "Well, won't you accept my request?" I'm like, "Because there's stuff on my page you don't need to see."
True.
You're 8, 9 years old. Go outside and play.
Go do some shit.
Go do some shit. Exactly. and that's really what it gets down to, man. People, and you can sit on Facebook or whatever, Instagram or whatever it is you do.
Right.
Facebook's the only one I do.
Right.
And like I said, just to promote. But you can get on there, you can see people that spend their entire Friday evening just posting on Facebook.
Yep.
Like, there's a world out there with a lot of cool things to see and do. Go see and do some things.
I say it at least once an episode, and I said that I'll stop saying it when people start sending me hate mail, and I've got a couple, and I'm not going to stop fucking saying it because now I know I'm annoying people. It's the greatest technology is the greatest worst thing ever invented.
Yeah, I agree.
And I said it in the episode that posted a couple weeks ago about Stacy and I in New York City. Every night we got back to the hotel, my phone looked like a fucking Christmas tree because I hadn't touched it all day. I'm in New York fucking City.
Yeah, leave me
walking
alone.
around. I have no interest in talking to any of you guys. Love you guys. Awesome, but no, not today.
Yeah.
Today's not the day. And I think, my personal opinion, I think people need to start being a little bit more like that. Yeah. Nobody knows how to communicate anymore.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I'm not coming from a place of being shitty. I teach kids. I talk to kids. They don't know how to fucking talk.
No.
They don't have a clue.
They don't know how to interact.
No. They don't know how to interact. They don't know how to have a conversation. And
if you can't hashtag blah, 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 blah or something, they don't know.
They don't know. Can I text you that? No, motherfucker. You can talk to my face.
Yeah.
I'm right in front of you. So I get it. I understand.
And some of them don't even understand it. In the different generations, things mean different things.
Oh, yeah.
That whole women who have been raped thing that people have been, if you've been sexually assaulted, make sure you let everybody know it's hashtag me too. Us older generation, that reads pound me too.
Oh, yes. I know. Hashtag means pound.
Yeah.
There's a pound sign on the fucking keyboard. On a phone dialing pad.
Yeah.
And what else does the hashtag mean? There's a reason it was called pound, because it also stands for pounds.
Yeah.
37 hashtag in the top.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You guess how old I was when I learned that? I was today old.
Yeah, well, in shipping and receiving, when you're
Yeah.
doing freight and all that kind of shit,
Yeah.
heavy, you put how much it weighs, 237, pound sign.
Gotcha.
Weighs 237
Gotcha.
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That it kept you from having to write LBS.
Yeah. It's just it's the technology's it's a great thing for a tool to use. Mm-hmm. It's not my life.
It's just like everything else.
My other pet peeve.
Abuse it.
My other big pet peeve is if somebody posts something, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, that's their opinion. They don't care what yours is.
No. And you're never going to change
And you're
mind.
not going to change their mind.
No.
Don't get on there and argue with people.
No.
I have no time for you. I will just delete you. delete.
I had Brian on the show, Brian White, my buddy Brian White. He said the same thing. He said, it amuses me to watch people argue on Facebook or on any social platform.
Especially when you get into stuff like, politics or religion or people just want to argue.
Yeah. The three things they don't talk about on my
if you
show.
want to argue, go back to school. Be a lawyer.
You win. I got nothing on that one. It's good. Stacy tells me all the time, she says, because I watch a lot of crime shows and legal dramas and all that shit. And she says, I guess it was about 3 or 4 months ago, I watched this show called Suits. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite shows. I love that show. and I was like all in, and I was doing the whole almost airboxing in this courtroom scene, and she had the remote, which was weird to begin with. She pushed pause, and she looks over at me. She goes, "You should have been a fucking lawyer." I'm like, "No, I'd make a horrible lawyer." She says, "Why? You're good at talking. You're opinionated." And I said, "That's why I would make a horrible lawyer, because I'm opinionated." I said I couldn't objectively do either side.
Yeah. My wife told me years ago I should have been a lawyer. She said, because you will argue until we just agree with you.
But see, that's the flip side of it. I'll argue to a point, but my point is very short. I'm not, if it turns into one of those things, I'll walk away and be like, "Fuck you, you win, I'm out."
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's not worth my time. It's not. Fuck you.
It's better than hanging out on Facebook.
Fair enough.
Dead silence.
Yeah, I was processing that, and I had to think about it. You're right. It is. I don't think I've ever gotten to a beef on Facebook. I don't think I have.
You're not on there enough.
No.
You don't waste all day on there. It's the people that are on there all day that are arguing back and forth.
Right, but what I was going to
time
say
for
is, I am on there a bit, but I don't think I'm on there. I don't post anything personal, and I don't post anything opinionated.
Right.
I really, really don't. I think the longest thing I've posted in the last 5 years was that post I made about Kevin last year when he passed.
Yeah.
That's the longest thing I've posted that had nothing to do with this show or wherever I'm playing or promoting somebody else or anything. I think that's the only personal thing I've posted that was of any length in probably 5 years.
Yeah, I don't have time for it.
Yeah, ain't nobody argued with that because I'd have cut a motherfucker for that one.
And I don't want to get off on a whole different thing, but I don't think anybody ever would argue with that.
No.
Because honestly, I mean, no disrespect to anybody in this town. There are a lot of great musicians and a lot of great people in this town. But I don't think there's anybody that was just universally loved like Kevin.
No.
Anybody.
No. I agree with that.
There's not one person who ever went, "Yeah, he's a dick."
No.
I can find several that will say that about me.
I can find a plethora that will say that about me. And that's fine. I get it. I remember, well, since you brought it up, I remember Stacy and I went to the memorial he had at Diamonds because that's where he wanted it. And I think it was supposed to start at 2 or 3 or whatever. We got there like 10 after. We weren't quote unquote late. We just didn't get there right on time. Nothing started yet anyway. Point is, we had to park in the back corner. And we're walking up and I looked at her and I said, one dude just filled that whole fucking building. Yep. And you've got national touring bands come through that can't do that.
We don't get half the lot.
What does that say?
Yep.
And we walked in there and it was fucking packed.
Yep.
And it was awesome.
Yep.
Now we're sad.
No.
You want to hug it out?
No, not really.
Damn it. All right. Anything else for social media issues?
No, I think I got all that out, didn't I?
I think you about covered it.
Internet's a great thing for shopping. I don't have to go to the mall. That's why I love the internet.
All right. There you go. Well, and looking at gear porn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, gear porn's good.
I love to look at all the things I can't afford.
Hence, gear porn. That's why it's called gear porn. I posted a picture on Instagram of my rig, my Gretsch rig, and somebody messaged me and said, "That's gear porn. Are you ever going to be able to get that?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, that's mine."
That's mine.
They were like, "Oh, my bad." Oops. It was awesome. All right, so let's move on to stories from the stage. So, I know you told me before we started recording that you got lots of stories from the stage.
Yeah, I got. Well, I mean,
you like
30 years of playing. You got a few stories.
So I was gonna say, you like me, sir, have done a shit ton of shows.
Yeah. Yeah. Up in the hundreds of thousands, I would guess.
Okay, fuck tons. we'll just graduate it to fuck tons.
Yeah, I've done a few. Yeah.
All right, so what do you got? Give me something cool.
I got good stuff. I got bad stuff. And I'll start with some good stuff.
All right.
When Dave Ernspiker died, and this was like the moment where it's like you're standing on the stage and it just hits you that, oh shit, look around me. Mm-hmm. We had a big jam session down at Coyotes.
Yep, I remember that play. It took me a minute.
Yeah, it's the new Bourbon Hall.
Yes. Have you been there yet?
No, but apparently we're talking about it. You should get paid for this.
Oh, I like how you did that.
But no, I have not
Okay,
got
Bourbon
to be
Hall,
down.
pay me.
Yeah, I have not got to be down there yet, but I've heard it's awesome.
What they did with it, really short side story, what they've done with it is very, 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 very cool.
Yeah.
The place looks fucking amazing inside. Stage is in the same spot, but they brought it out. Because remember how narrow that stage used to be? Or shallow, I mean?
Yeah.
It was wide as hell. But
Yeah,
it was shallow.
real shallow.
Now it's deep and wide. It's the same width, but now it's deep as well.
Okay.
Really, really cool stage.
So now
All right,
they
enough
could
about
do
that.
like bands with opening acts.
Oh yeah, for sure. They've done a very, very cool job on it.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
that's enough.
Very cool.
Email me at thebarstarpodcast@gmail.com to send your check. Go ahead.
Anyways, so I mean, we got different people playing all night.
Right.
And then at the end of the night, it was going to be Dave Williams and I.
Okay.
And
I was,
then
I was like, wait, which Dave?
And then, Dave Ernstbiker had passed away, so it wasn't him.
I missed that part then.
Yeah. So I said when Dave passed, we had a memorial for him at Coyotes.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Okay. It's all good.
Sorry.
Anyway, so the end of the night, and
I can explain why I forgot that in a second. Go ahead.
and some great bands played. The Predators played. Spanky Lee played. I mean, just a ton of great bands played. At the end of the night, Dave and I are up there and we're playing.
Right.
And all these people are coming up to jam. You know, like I discussed earlier, I got an ego, but I know where my place is.
Right.
And I'm looking around me and I'm like, holy shit. Screaming John Hawkins is over there playing guitar. And Jimmy V's singing. And Craig Wagner. And Greg Forsman.
Damn.
And Wendell Williams. And all these just great players up there. And I'm like, and we play a couple songs and Jimmy V comes up to me and he goes, what do you want to play? I'm like, let's play the house song. He's like, the house song? I'm like, yeah, your all's old Hammerhead song. He's like, you know that? I'm like, me and Dave have been playing that for months. We love your album. and Jimmy just grabs me, gives me like a big old hug and kiss, and like grabs Forsman. He's like, dude, they want to play the house song.
Nice.
I'm just like, I get chills right now. I'm like,
Nice.
This is like,
I love Jimmy V. Hell of a singer. God damn it, dude can sing.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Stupid good singer.
Yeah.
Nice guy too.
Oh, super guy.
nice guy.
Super guy.
Super nice guy.
All those guys. You know, Greg Forsman, super
I
guy.
know of all of everybody you just named. I know of them. Obviously, I know Wendell, and Dave. I know of them, but I don't know them well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I know Jimmy well, but I know him better than I know the other guys.
Yeah.
And he's always been super cool.
They're all a great bunch of guys. Great, but that was just one of those moments where I was just like looking around on stage and going, man, okay, maybe I do fit.
Nice.
Because in Louisville, there's a lot of scenes.
Oh yeah, there is.
You know, there's the cover scene, and there's like 6 or 7 different cover scenes.
Yeah.
And then there's 6 or 7 different original music scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't always get all those guys together on a stage. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
It
cool.
is cool. Squirrel moment. Why I got lost for a second when you were talking about having to open a jam, and I can't believe neither one of us talked about this yet. Stacy and I put on a benefit for Dave's family.
Yes.
In the Fox and Hound parking lot.
Yes.
And when you were saying Dave passed and you started talking about all these people jamming, my brain immediately went to
that, yeah.
I was thinking about, I was like, oh yeah, I ran the stage with 2 drum kits and all that fucking shit. Oh my God.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
And you played.
And I played. Yep. I forgot about that. That was a lot of fun. We raised a lot of money too. It was
Can't
cool.
remember what band. It was you and Kevin, right?
It was Avant Garde Dog. It was one of the
No.
first incarnation. No,
No.
I'm wrong.
Steve
You're
Clark.
right. Eargasm.
That's it.
Eargasmic.
You're gasmic.
Eargasmic. Yep. Eargasmic.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Because it was me, Kevin, and Chip, and I always think of that as Avant Garde Dog.
Right.
Even though that wasn't the first incarnation. The very first incarnation of Avant Garde Dog was Kevin. Obviously, it's his band. Kevin, myself, Bruce LaFrance, remember him?
Yep.
And Mike Inglestead.
Yes.
That's who was in that band because we did 4 or 5 shows. We opened for Sponge. I still have no recollection of opening for Sponge.
But you did it.
I did it. 50 people have told me I did it. Kevin himself was like, yeah, motherfucker, you did it a week before you opened for Finger 11 with Heaven Hill. I'm like, I remember that show. I don't remember Sponge. And he said, the room was packed. It's like, dude, I don't remember it. When I was writing the book, which, again, squirrel moment, thank you for being a reader for that.
No, you're welcome.
A beta reader.
It's a great book.
Well, thank you. I am in the final stages of another fucking edit. Just FYI, just so you know. I took a lot of everybody's advice, and I'm kind of going back through it. But when I was writing the book, I had to Google myself, and that came up, and I was like, I didn't fucking open for Sponge. So I called Kevin, and he goes, yeah, dude, we opened for Sponge. Like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. He's like, no, you don't remember? I was like, no, I don't remember. It was at Angel's Rock Bar.
Yeah.
But that was the whole time the Heaven Hill CD was coming out.
Yeah.
We opened for Finger 11 a month before our CD release party. We just finished mastering the record. I met Stacy.
Yeah.
So it was like that whole summer, everything was just, and I'm not complaining whatsoever. I just can't, I don't remember.
It was a mad time.
Yeah, it was a mad time, and I just don't remember it. But yeah, that's why I got confused when you were talking about the I was like, oh,
that was a good day.
That. It was a good day. We had a lot of fun.
That was the day Kevin pulled up in his little scooter.
Yep.
Pulled up next to the Outlaws. Parked the scooter.
And then he had the girls wash his scooter.
Yeah.
When it was a bikini bike wash, and he pulled his scooter over there.
God love that guy.
Oh, shit.
We're going to spend the next half hour laughing now.
Oh, God. Dude, yeah. Before we go on a Kevin tangent and we talk for 47 hours and then we end up
that could happen.
Having some tears and some beers. Happy tears. Give me a bad one. Give me a bad story from this stage.
Well, there's some bad ones.
I've had some massive train wrecks.
There's a night I was doing the AC/DC tribute. We were playing the strip club, The Godfather.
Never heard of it.
Anyways.
Like, seriously, that one I'm not being funny. I've never heard of that one.
The Godfather?
Yeah.
The strip club over on Preston Street? Okay. It's there. It's down by Indian Trail, that area. But anyways, It was back when we were doing the whole Metal Legends thing. I don't know if you remember that. We had like 4 or 5 tributes out.
I vaguely remember
and we
that.
were doing a Christmas Toys for Tots thing at The Godfather. And, of course, the AC/DC was the closer, and I was the singer for the AC/DC tribute. Walk on the stage, starting with Thunderstruck. I run to the front, throw my foot up on the monitor, and the monitor goes, and I go. And as I'm falling, I throw the microphone. Rose Wolf catches me as I'm falling through tables. They pick me up and put me back on the stage, and I'm standing there like, where's my microphone? Where's my microphone? I'm standing there like halfway through the song. They keep playing. They never stopped. Give them credit, man. They're pros. Half the song's gone, and finally somebody walks up. Hey, here's your microphone. I'm like, God, I've never been so embarrassed in my life.
So you pulled a rock star from the movie, The Rock Star.
Kind of, but I mean, except he kind of had an excuse. That was a weird shaped step. I just fell.
I love it.
I'm like, through tables, everything.
He had an excuse. Oh, and it was a movie, too. It was that.
Yeah, he was supposed to fall.
I was a stunt guy.
I didn't bleed or anything. That was a good one. That was a good one. This was literally a horror story, which was I was playing this way before you were here in a band called Divine Itch. I was lead singer, rhythm guitar player.
Right.
We were playing Kelly's Lounge, and at the time, this was way before Alan met Amy, when he was single, and he comes up and he brings these 3 like stripper girls with him. Well, my wife's at the front table with me.
I just love that you said stripper girls.
Yeah. Well, my wife's at the front table with some buddies of ours and hanging out. Well, Alan proceeds to tell these 3 girls to come up and dance on the stage around me. So I'm standing there in front of the microphone saying, not moving. And they're like dancing on me, rubbing on me. And I'm like, Alan Freeman, I'm going to kill you. Going to kill you. Going to kill you. So I finally get them off the stage. And my wife, you could just see. I mean, my wife is like the biggest sweetheart in the world. Don't piss her off.
Yes.
But she's all cool, calm, having a drink. Oh, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I know you. I was like, I didn't even move. I'm a good boy.
I did nothing, baby. I'm good. I swear.
So Alan's over there and got the girls over at the bar now, and they're like doing body shots and stuff. We start playing again. Well, the one girl comes back to the stage and like eyeballing me.
Yeah.
And then starts like to grab on me. And the next thing I know, my wife has her by the hair. Is pulling her back. And Alan's running up. I'm like, dude, you're about to get your ass whipped. That was like the one time on stage, I was like, somebody's going to die. It's probably going to be me.
Yeah, but that's also kind of the moment where you call Alan next day and go, my wife's going to kill you. My wife's going to kill you.
Yeah, that was one time I was like, yeah, somebody's going to die tonight.
That's fucking awesome.
I mean, I got horror stories galore. I can tell you horror stories.
Oh, dude,
the night that we were playing somewhere, and the whole lighting rig fell.
No shit.
Oh yeah, it felt like 2 feet from me. I was 2 feet from dying.
Ooh, yeah. If a light truss falls on you, it's big enough.
Yeah. Oh no, it was big. It was
that
big.
could literally kill you.
Yeah,
that would suck.
It would suck.
That would suck big time. Ugh. Whatever.
Yeah. Not to mention the many times I've thrown my guitar around my neck and it didn't come back.
I've seen it. I wasn't going to bring it up, but since you did, I've seen it once or twice, and I went, oh. Ugh. Why'd you start doing that anyway? Just for the fuck of it?
Man, no. I thought it was really. And here's the thing: is I actually started doing it like before Cinderella and all that stuff. I seen a video from a band called Heaven, and the guitar player was playing the solo on the top of a mountain, blah blah blah, and he took his guitar and threw it around his neck, and I was like, that's just cool as shit. I'm like, I got to learn how to do that. So tried unsuccessfully. I mean, I'm out in my mom's backyard. I have a mattress out there. I'm unsuccessful forever.
Right.
And I was like, I'm never going to get this. Never going to get this. Strap wasn't slick enough. I kept hitting me in the back. I was like, this is never going to. So I tried to do it backwards.
And it worked.
So that kind of became my thing. And then I figured out that if I didn't use a guitar strap and I cut the seatbelt out of a car and drilled it into my guitar, that it was really slick and it would go right around. So I was going to junkyards and just cutting seatbelts out of cars.
I saw somebody that had their whole strap was all old school GM clickers.
Yeah.
They were the seatbelt clickers, but the whole thing was nothing but that.
Yeah.
He would take the female end and the male end, click them together, and then he would reverse it.
Right.
And he would just... It was fucking cool how he did it. But they were all from 70s muscle cars.
That would be painful, though.
Oh, I'd be heavy as shit. I wouldn't want to deal with it. I don't know how the fuck you guys do what you do. I couldn't stand there all night with a guitar on my shoulders. Fuck that.
Yeah, and I couldn't sit there and do this, swinging my arms around and jumping around. And, yeah, the drummers work way harder than we do.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Not to mention you have to carry all that gear in and out.
Yeah, fuck off. I ain't even going there.
Don't
fuck
go
you,
there.
Todd. Yeah, O'Mara, fuck you. With your
I'm
one
with you,
trip.
buddy.
With your one trip.
Drink.
Ugh. You need help? No, I'm done. Fuck off. That's it. I'm done with this section. So let's move on to what are you listening to? Ooh. All right, so what do you got for me? What are you jamming on, or what are you listening to podcast-wise, or either or? Either one, or both.
Of course, I listen to you. I haven't listened to all of your podcasts, but I've listened to several of yours.
That would be the Barstar podcast.
Yes, it is. I listen to Kevin Hales when there are people on there that I know.
Yeah.
If it's people I don't know, I really don't.
He'll be on the show eventually. I'm going to give him shit about everything.
Yeah. Oh, he's a great guy. And I love what he's doing, promoting local Louisville music scene.
Oh, for sure.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
There's a few guys out there that are really helping to promote the scene, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, music and stuff, I still listen to the same old stuff I always listen to. There's a few new things. There's a lot of local original stuff I'm listening to now. Blue Funk, I absolutely love that CD.
I need to get that record. I keep forgetting. I have no excuse. It's one of those things I keep
It's phenomenal.
forgetting.
I mean, it's
and I love Greg.
It's a great blues album. I mean, it really is.
Nice.
I love Greg. I've always loved Greg. I've known Tony, the bass player, as long as I've known Greg. We all went to high school together.
Right.
Literally, like freshman year of high school.
It's twice.
There we go. Anyways, of course, Johnny's always been one of my heroes.
You got to go back and do it. You did it twice.
Literally.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Anyways, there we
Good
go.
job.
Johnny's always been one of my heroes.
Right.
I was a big Buster Brown fan. Followed his career through Montrose, Foreigner, all the things he did. Like my wife will tell you that we would walk into Annie's and I would make her stop and bow in front of the Buster Brown promo picture. I mean, I just thought he was the best singer, and I literally almost I watched him. I'm gonna make myself not do this. I watched him one night with 104-degree fever, laying on a couch, barely able to stand and talk. Get up and go, showtime. Walk on the stage.
Damn.
And proceed to kill it. So when they came out with this new thing, I was like, I have to check it out, and it's a great album, and they're awesome to watch live. A bunch of fun guys. I don't know the guitar player very well. He used to play with I can't remember. One of the guys who used to play down Butchertown all the time, old blues player, and this guy's just manic on the guitar.
Nice.
It's the guitar is an extension of his body. It's very physical the way he plays, and it's
nice.
Just amazing to watch. Listen to a lot of Banshee Child. There's some buddies of mine. Great blues rock in the Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Black Crowes,
right.
That type of thing. Another local original band I listen to a lot of. The latest Priest album, I've been listening to that a lot.
That Dave talked about that, and
we agree to disagree.
To
He thinks it's the greatest Priest album ever. I think it's the best Priest album since Screaming for Vengeance.
I have no dog in that fight, so okay.
A lot of the CD player in my car still has the Avant Garde Dog CD. So
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm still a big fan of that CD. So
it's
phenomenal.
I don't know if I should say thank you to that or not because I didn't play on the whole thing, but I did play on over
half
half
some of it.
I played on over half of it.
Kevin was an amazing songwriter and
my God,
just
he
great
was so
songs.
good.
Great songs.
What I was going to say is, jokes aside, I've had several conversations away from a mic, obviously, about that record, and it's when I got it, when he finished it, and I got it, I guess 2 years ago. I had to refresh my memory. I had no idea what was me and what wasn't. A lot of people find that weird when I say that. So, you don't fucking know your own playing. Yes, but I played those tracks in 2011.
Yeah.
I didn't get the record till 2016.
Yeah.
Or 17. When did I get it? 16, right?
16.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah. Anyway, point is, I didn't have a fucking clue what I played. Yes, there was some songs immediately duh, that's me. And I knew I played The Optimist, and I knew I played Dead in the Water. I knew those that I played. But what I'm getting at is I've listened to it, and I haven't listened to it in months. And that's not anything to do with missing Kevin or not.
Yeah.
You've known me long enough. You've heard me say this before. Shit that I play on, once it's in me and I know that it's good and I, quote, approve it, I don't fucking listen to it.
Yeah.
I listen to the Heaven Hill record once a year. I mean, obviously there's pieces in my show, but that's not even the record. I listen to the stuff that I've done 20 years ago. I'll listen to it once every 2 or 3 years. I just don't listen to myself. Yeah. Somebody was asking me about it the other day, and I said, well, it's interesting because I didn't know how I really felt about it because of the emotion of losing Kevin and all that kind of stuff. Now that I've had a chance to process it and really listen to it, I would, as far as what I played, not musically, let me stress that for you listeners, what I played, not music. It's a tie.
Drums aren't music.
Get the fuck off my show.
Gotcha.
Look up there.
I see that.
What's it say?
Atlanta Institute of Music.
Certificate of Musicianship.
Okay. It does say drum program.
That part's irrelevant.
See, pay attention.
I know. I was hoping you were going to skip that part. No, seriously, what I played, I'm probably the most proud of that record. And
it's a great record.
It would be a tie with the Heaven Hill record.
Which is also a great record.
Right, because what I played on both of those records, even though it's different musically, obviously, different gear, the whole 9 yards, I put some really cool shit to tape.
Yeah.
I know I'm saying it arrogantly, and I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Because when I listen to that stuff back, especially the Avant-Garde Dog stuff, I hadn't heard it in 5 years.
Yeah.
And then losing Kevin and all that, and once that washed away and I really listened to it, I went, I don't even fucking know if I could play that again.
Yeah.
Not a physical thing, but the inspiration of playing with him and the story I told. I know you know the story about them all standing there when I'm doing that solo and he's screaming at me. I can never pull that shit off again. But it's cool now that I'm clear-headed and I listen to it. I'm really fucking proud of that record.
Should be.
And the shit that Greg Upchurch played on it was phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm not busting Greg out at all. We're just talking about me.
Yeah.
Because it's my show. Yeah. I love you, Greg.
I'm talking about the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, those guys were good, too.
Yeah. But really the stuff I listen to a lot of people I know.
Right. No, and that's cool. That's cool. I know you haven't heard it, but you need to check out Dee Snider's new record. Don't
I didn't know he had a new record.
Exactly. Dude, fucking record is badass.
I love me some Twisted Sister.
I do too. But here's what the cool thing is. Really short story because I told it a couple weeks ago. Jamie Josta of Hatebreed, he has a podcast and he had D. Snyder on there. And Jamie challenged D. He said, I'm going to write a record and I'm going to produce it and you're going to fucking sing on it. You're not going to tell me no. And D went, okay. He's 63.
Yeah.
He fucking slayed this record. It is so good. It's called For the Love of Metal. You need to check it out because you'll really dig
Remind me.
I will. I'll text you. I got your number.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You like it. Well, that's it, kids. That's a show for the week. I love that everybody makes that face when I do that because you guys are like, wait, that's it? You weren't expecting that, were you?
I'm done.
You're out of here.
I'm out of here.
Anyway, that's a show for the week. I hope you got something cool from Mr. Watchmaker. I just like your last name. I've never told you that. I do like your last name. It's almost as good as O'Reilly.
Almost.
Yeah. Because I get random people that when they find out my last name, they sing a fucking jingle to me.
Cool thing about Watchmaker, it's me.
It's you.
Can you name any others besides my family?
No.
There you go.
I ever tell you the story?
Nobody ever has to say Ronnie Watchmaker. They just say Watchmaker. And they're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Because there's no O'Reillys in Louisville. Well, let me rephrase that. There's no musicians named O'Reilly in Louisville. There's 47 fucking Steve Clarks, though.
And none of them play the same instrument.
Right. And one of them doesn't even play an instrument. He's a photographer.
Oh, no, he plays an instrument.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about Steve Clark and ass haulers.
Well, no, the other one that I thought he played bass.
Weird silence on the show because I got nothing.
I could be mistaken, but I thought he played bass.
How about we're both wrong?
That's never going to happen.
Nope, high five in the microphone.
We might have thought that, but we'd be mistaken.
Yeah, never wrong. No, thanks for coming over, man. I appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I've
in a non-prison movie kind of way.
You're just mad because I watched your butt before and never told you.
No, I'm pretty sure. You weren't watching much. We had this discussion earlier. I don't have one.
It ain't no big thing. No ass towel. That's what you got. No, thank you for coming over. I've wanted to have you on the show for a while, and just schedules and all that bullshit.
I know how it is.
But I hope you had some fun.
I did have some fun. And it's always good to hang with you. Yeah.
I am kind of cute. Oh my God, I'm so cute.
All right, I'm not going there.
You can admit it, Ronnie. It's okay.
Well, I mean, I do like the bald head thing. That's obvious.
Yes, don't headbutt me. Don't even look at it. You know what? Look over there where you're not supposed to look.
I'm not supposed to look over there. Now you got me thinking about it. Like, I should headbutt him now.
No, you shouldn't. Because the next
I haven't done that in a long time.
The next time you headbutt me, I probably will die.
Yeah, I haven't done that to anyone in a long time.
It's got to hurt you.
No, actually it doesn't.
Fuck. For those of you that don't know, when Ronnie says he wants to headbutt you, run. It sucks.
I usually don't say I want to. I usually just do it.
You need to stop it. You're gonna give all the musicians in town brain damage, and there's gonna be nobody left to play with.
Oh yeah, because none of them have brain damage now.
Touche.
Thought we were ending this.
I thought we were too. Well, you know what? We'll just keep on going. No, thanks for coming over. I appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something. Make sure you check out Ronnie Watchmaker in his many bands, which are
Rockadelic and Smash Alley.
And Smash Alley. When you guys are pretty much, I know you post all your shit on social media, but you are full-time in both bands, right? So you're pretty much gigging every weekend?
Pretty much. When I'm healed up, yes.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck, I don't even want to know.
God. I got pictures. I can show you.
No. Post them.
No.
Ah!
No, I already told you that. So I didn't post them. When I posted it, I was hurt. I was like, I'm not posting pictures. Nobody wants to see that.
I read that too, and I thought that was kind of cool. So where can everybody find your stuff as far as Rockadelic and Smash Alley? Do they both have their own pages?
We both have our own Facebook pages for each one. And of course, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you're going to see it because I post it religiously every day that we play.
Okay, cool.
And get out and do some shit and you'll see us.
Yes. Love it. So if you've never seen Ronnie play, you have to make some time to go out and see him. He is kind of cute, but he's a good player. All jokes aside. He's a hell of a player, and I'm glad that I am your friend. I'm glad that you're on my side and you're not trying to headbutt me for real. Fuck that shit. And as I say at the end of every episode, go do some shit. Ronnie, tell him.
Go do some shit.
Some
and
shit.
don't fire Stephen O'Reilly.
Chuck Willis. Chris Evans. No, I'm just kidding. That's pretty funny. That was good. All right, seriously, get the fuck out. Beat it. We're out of here. Say goodbye, Ronnie.
Goodbye, Ronnie.
So until next time, I will talk at you soon.